It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings. Welcome to professional football.
All right, before I hop into this episode, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos. We're here every damn day talking anything and everything Minnesota Vikings. All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupaga Show. The Vikings are officially 0-3, and I am here
0-3
with Mr. Lupagas. We're going to be breaking down the studs, the turds of the games. We're going to look at offense. We're going to look at defense, and we're going to do it all with a big smile on our face, right?
Well, and there was some things to smile about in this game, and that's what makes that loss so much more hard to swallow. Let's start.
Swallow.
I looks like it's going to be very easy to swallow.
Easy to swallow. Before we get into the game, let's look at the inactives quick, because there was a few mild surprises when you get to the inactives. And KJ Osborne, he's been our guy for the first two games, just magically inactive. Chad Beebe was our return guy.
Yep.
Tajay Sharp, his chance to get a redemption game, they stole it from him and made him inactive.
Yeah, how disappointing for him. Had been looking forward to going against his former team, and to be told the day of the game you are not playing. But KJ Osborne's the interesting one to me. There was no real, no hint this was going to happen. I didn't see any reason. I don't think he's hurt. They just decided to go with Abdullah and Beebe, and I haven't been real impressed with KJ Osborne, to be honest with you, as far as his returning goes. Again, you just look at where they took him and, what they could have had instead, maybe a right guard for one.
Yeah, well, if you were to blindfold me, or if they wouldn't,
I plan to.
Who it was, I wouldn't be able to tell if it's Abdullah or KJ Osborne returning. Can't tell the difference. They went with Beebe. Beebe actually got out there for some offensive plays. I think he had one catch, maybe two, and that's something KJ Osborne doesn't bring to the table.
He sure caught that one, and there was no one within 15 yards of him. I don't know what the hell was going on there. That was very, very strange. It was early in the game, but anyway.
All right, let's get into let's start with the offensive side of the ball. The Vikings finally show up, and one other thing worth noting: Justin Jefferson was officially the number 2 receiver for this game. First time he started a game, which he exploded. Which we'll be talking about him, but offensively, damn,
you're gonna make me swallow. Yeah, it was two obvious things they changed. What do? They feed Dalvin Cook, and you get Justin Jefferson elevated to the number 2 wide receiver, and all of a sudden, whoa, surprise, the Vikings can move the football. I was surprised they moved it as well on the ground against this. I thought it was a pretty good defensive front of the Tennessee Titans, but they really had no problem. It did start off rough. I think our first drive went negative 4 yards, but after that, Vikings were humming. Explosive plays on the ground, Dalvin Cook. He brings so much to this offense. You see him just scamper out to the right, outrunning guys, picking up 8 yards where it looks like the play's not going anywhere. The way he's able to make one cut, go through a hole, and pick up 12 yards, and then his home run ability, a 39-yard touchdown run. This is what he brings to the Vikings offense. This is why he needs 20-something touches every game. The whole entire offense flowed off of that. That's why we were able to open up the play action pass, and why Justin Jefferson had such a huge game.
Yeah, the Vikings averaged 6.8 yards a rush, which is crazy. They had 22 first downs. The time of possession was actually pretty damn close compared to what they've had before. They had the ball for almost 29 minutes, which is damn near double what they had in the first 2 games. It was just nice to see the offense out there, and they played very, very well. Like you said, Dalvin Cook, he showed why he got that big contract. Justin Jefferson showed why he was a first-round selection, and I'm on both sides here. It was fun to actually watch the Vikings show up and play well, but it was also very, very disheartening to watch them show up and play well and still lose.
Yeah, you can't play much better on offense than they did today. Let's talk about Justin Jefferson a little bit. I mean, we love him. You gotta love his player. But if you're the opposing team, I think everybody else in the NFC North is going to hate this guy.
Good.
Dancing in the end zone from about the 6-yard line, doing the whole first down right in these guys' face. But let's talk about some of these grabs he made. He had 2 grabs where he was completely blanketed, went up, high pointed that one. I think cut another one that was real tight coverage. And then just the ability to break away and make those 2 Titans guys run into each other on his big touchdown catch. He's got some good wheels too. So Justin Jefferson will be a pretty heavy part of the offense, I believe, moving forward.
Yeah, I loved everything about it. I love the fact that he was in Malcolm Brown's face doing first down every time he was catching it. We needed it. This offense and defense have just been so boring, and there's no fire. And sure enough, we got to leave it up to our rookie to come out here and fire these guys up. I hope he dances every single damn time he gets in the end zone. I love everything about Justin Jefferson. I thought it was fantastic. He was smoking these guys that are valid cornerbacks. These aren't just these turds out there. He was smoking guys that are very, very good corners.
Yeah, and, he picked up Cousins' confidence in this game, so Cousins is going to continue to look his way. Before we talk about Kirk Cousins, though, I do want to talk about Kyle Rudolph. That catch he made, unbelievable. Catch of the year right now, if you ask me. How he got that other foot inbounds, you can't even. There's no words for it.
Yeah, it seems like Kyle Rudolph's go-to are those crazy-ass toe tippers at the very back of the end zone. He's done it like 3 times in the last year and a half.
Question, though, when it's 3rd and 15 and you need, you're going to dump it off to somebody why are you throwing to Kyle Rudolph in this situation? The game's basically on the line. He is not somebody who's going to get yards after the catch, and that's the guy to throw to. There were so many of those boneheaded plays mixed in with a great offensive performance that kind of brought it back down to earth a little bit. And that was one that really stuck with me, especially in that situation. Why the hell are you throwing to Kyle Rudolph there? Throw to somebody who can at least run.
Well, the things, as far as things to bitch about on the offensive side of the ball, obviously still Samia is still just a huge liability out there. He'll be out there.
Some like diarrhea.
Yeah. And the fact of Irv Smith, man, another bad penalty. He's not getting the ball. I don't know if that's a Kirk Cousins issue or if that's Irv Smith not getting open, but that is a huge issue for me. Other than that, I don't have much to bitch about when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Kirk Cousins, he was 16 for 27, but I think he actually had a pretty good game considering the fact that people were in his face all game, and that last interception was just kind of a throw up anyways.
Well, I don't know. I still feel like he's just not – he didn't really look comfortable the whole entire game. He's kind of throwing
Would you?
weird.
I wouldn't be comfortable for 1 second knowing who's blocking for me.
Even on some of those nice balls, he's kind of like standing and kind of throwing like this. It was just kind of weird looking. I don't know what happened on that botched snap there late in the game that ended up losing our field position we got from that penalty. But you said it, Drew Samia, huge issue. Right guard is a huge problem. Pat Elflein, maybe he can play next week.
Did we ever think we'd be hoping Pat Elflein would be playing? This is depressing.
We're Vikings fans. We should expect this. We should know this is coming. Try somebody else. Try Udo. Try Cleveland. I don't think Samia should get another shot. I wasn't surprised to see him go back out there this week, but after this, he needs to get his ass back in the bench and do some thinking.
Well, not only that, but was it just me or was Drew Samia, did he tackle like 4 of our players in that game? I think he racked up 4 tackles in this game.
I think he did maybe a couple of sacks. Did you see when he dove back into Kirk Cousins' legs? I'm like, are you trying to kill our quarterback?
Well, hey, and Christian Fulton came in on that sack. Drew Samia was just waiting for somebody to block. He had nobody to block. And sure enough, Christian Fulton, Drew Samia might as well just waved at him. Bye. Good luck. Hope you do good. Sacked his ass.
Yeah, he's not a good player.
He's not, and it sucks. I was so excited when we drafted him. All right, so I think we can agree offensively, the Vikings absolutely did enough to win this game.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They put up this points. Tennessee is a very, very good team. When you look defensively, let's hop over the defense side of the ball. We were hurting for a squirting right off the bat when Cam Dantzler, Mike Hughes, obviously Hunter is still out. Our linebacker, we're down to like our 15th linebacker with Hardy Nickerson out there. So the cards were stacked against us right off the bat. But defensively, they actually didn't play that bad considering the guys we were down.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of bend and don't break. What did we allow? Like 4 field goals before they got a touchdown. So you're kind of coming together late, making those stops when you had to, forcing Titans to kick field goals. Unfortunately for the Vikings, Steven Gostkowski was not going to miss today.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they were able to generate some pressure. Yannick Ngakoue in the first half had some good rushes. Smith coming in on those blitzes. They were able to get to Ryan Tannehill a couple times there. Unfortunately, when you tackle Derrick Henry over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, he wears you down, and we saw that in the second half as the Vikings pass rush was non-existent. Henry was getting, 6 yards a pop there, and then just the bad cornerback play that we saw early in the season kind of re-emerge its ugly head, especially after the Justin Jefferson 75-yard touchdown. The next play, Titans come back, was it 64-yarder to Khalif Raymond right over, was that Gladney or Hill? I don't remember, but it was
Probably
good.
Hill.
Boyd didn't look very good today either.
No, Hill and Boyd, again, did not have very good games. I think Jeff Gladney, I think he's going to be fantastic. I thought he played very well. Defensively, Yannick, he is showing to be more than worth that second-round pick. I don't care if it's a 33rd pick of next year's draft. That dude is fantastic, except for when he forced a fumble and started celebrating for some weird reason. That was kind of weird when the ball was still on the ground.
And
I think
the guy who
Harrison
just stood there.
What?
When they recovered it, and Eric Wilson was just looking at him. I'm like, touch him, and he's just looking at him. I mean, the guy could have got up and ran, but
they didn't want to. Harrison Smith seemed to have a extra fire up his ass today. Awesome interception, came out of nowhere to snap that thing. He was playing very, very tough. But when you're going against a guy like Derrick Henry, just a tough guy to take down. But defensively, we had our miscues. I think Holton Hill. I don't think Holton Hill should be on the field much longer. I'm sorry.
Well, if we had any other options, maybe he wouldn't be. But the problem is we don't. So maybe when Dantzler and Hughes comes back, Hill will get bumped down where he deserves. He's having all kinds of issues. He had that late. He had that chance for interception late. Couldn't make that play. That would have won the game for the Vikings right there. Yeah, I want to talk a couple guys who have just kind of been MIA, and to me, a big one is Ifeadi Odenigbo. Where has this guy been? Coming up that year he had last year, I thought he'd have 2-3 sacks by now. He's not even really getting a sniff. I don't know what's up with that guy at all, and it's very disappointing.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have an extra fire up his butthole when with Hunter out. He wasn't very happy about that trade, and he's he's disappeared. Our defensive tackles couldn't make a. I mean, they haven't made a play through 3 games. And Eric Wilson still, nothing there.
I don't know. I didn't anything bad about Eric Wilson today.
Exactly. You didn't see anything good about him either. He's just not existent.
This was a case thing. The defense just getting worn down in the second half. They got beat up, especially up front, and they kind of crumpled when it mattered late. And that's just what happens when you play the Titans. And this game was getting close, back and forth. I kind of felt like the Titans, they've already had 2 of these games early in the season. Vikings haven't even been close. So you have a team that's been in the situation twice. I think they've won both their games by less than 3 points. And then the Vikings, who haven't even been competitive, are in a close game. You kind of feel like the team that's done it before might pull this one out.
Yeah, and it was great to see DJ Owanamotor for a tackle for loss. Fantastic to see that. We got to see our new linebacker, Todd Davis. He was out there. Todd Davis. So, yeah, like I said, it's really tough to lose a 1 point game. Dan Bailey missed that field goal. There's so many things that could have had the Vikings actually win this game, but I think we just need to come to grips that the Vikings are just not going to compete this year. They'll win some games, but it's going to be a tough road ahead of us.
Yeah, I had them at 10-6. I feel more like 6-10 is probably where we're going to be, and that's
being generous.
That's the risk where the Vikings took when they gambled with the young secondary, gambled on the guard position, and it's all come back to bite them in the ass. Obviously, they didn't see all these injuries coming, but they rolled the dice, and it came up bad. I feel like there's a better saying there, but I could think it was bad.
Yeah, you came up with bad. That is not original. You could have said, like, the stink of the nuts.
That wouldn't make any sense. But, you quickly went over special teams, but a couple things here. Dan Bailey missing that field goal really hurt us in the end. And then the fact we went for 2 came back to bite us as well. And then Britton Colquitt, I don't know. He just hasn't been booting that ball this year. And I know he's your boy.
When it comes to special teams, Dan Bailey, he missed, what was it, a 49-yarder? So he's still I have no issues with Dan Bailey. Britton Colquitt is having a horrible start to the season. Every one of his punts are just pure crap. And our return game is just, there's nothing there that scares the opposing team. And it's not like we have anyone else to put back there. So our special teams is definitely be something that's going to need to be addressed. But when I look at this game, it comes down to turnovers. The Titans had 3. We had 1. In a close game like this, it's going to come down to turnovers. We lost the battle. And if it was 3-1 the other way, I think we would have won this game easily. But it was a fun game to watch.
Until the end. There's no moral victories, so you're not going to feel good about this, but at least the Vikings were competitive. You can see the talent on this team show up a little bit, and they can definitely build off this. Again, I don't think either one of us thinks this is a team that's going to miraculously pull off a 9 wins in a row or something. It's going to be a shit year for
the fact that you have them at 6-10 is shocking.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they'll get.
I think about 3-13 right now is about right.
Might even get to 7.
Oh God! Well, hey, let's give a little clap. Justin Jefferson. We didn't give him enough love. Justin Jefferson, that was unbelievable. What a player. And Dalvin Cook, such a good game.
Down in a loss.
Such a good game.
All right, well let's go. Stud of the game or turd of the game? What do you want to do first?
Let's end on a good note. Let's start with the big, stinky, hungover, wet turd. Who is your turd of the game?
Well, there's a couple obvious ones, but mine's not as obvious. And I'm actually surprised you already kind of stole my thunder a little bit because you mentioned him. It's Irv Smith Jr. for me. First of all, where are you? You're MIA the entire game. Again, whether that's play calling, whether that's Kirk Cousins not finding him. But for the second week in a row, he makes that stupid, was it illegal blindside block or blocking down the field? Some shit.
Damn you, Irv.
The Vikings they had a chance to milk the clock away there, and that penalty set them back through the entire offense in a funk. And
what to the clock?
Milk it. Milkers. Yeah, that was a huge penalty and a very, very bad time. And this is the second, third time he's done it this year. I thought Irv Smith was going to have a huge year right now, and he's so far away from that. One of the most disappointing players on the Vikings right now.
That is tough to disagree with. I'm going with my turd. Holton Hill. I'm sorry. There was a couple turds we give out, but he had the chance at the end of the game to just redeem every shitty play he's had all year. They would have been wiped out. And the ball goes through his goddamn hands. He could redeem himself. So he did not have a good game regardless. And then he had a good play, but he should have caught the damn ball. It would have been a pick six. The game would have been over. Holton Hill is my turd of the game again.
Yeah, he's just
catch the ball.
Yeah. I mean, he had some shitty plays before that too, but yeah, you got a chance to win the game. You can't.
He probably would have been turd anyways.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So mad. Well, as third of the game, I'm sure it's gonna be the exact same person.
Well, there's a couple options here.
Or will it?
Well, who are you going with? I'll let you go first.
Well, boy, I'd love to give it to Justin Jefferson. Rookie, 7 catches, 175 yards and a touchdown. Loved everything about him, but when you got a running back, 181 yards, a touchdown, and averages 8.2 yards a carry, I'm sorry, I can't give it to anybody else but Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, if we didn't have him, it wouldn't even been close. Rip shit up. Proved he deserved that contract. So my stud is absolutely Dalvin Cook.
Did Dalvin Cook dance his way in the end zone from the 6-yard line? No, he didn't. And that is why Justin Jefferson, 7 catches, 175 yards, first career touchdown, is my stud of the week. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well worth it.
Yeah, the swagger,
absolutely.
the cockiness, his tight little ass. Woo!
Yeah, his dance. I mean, even on the sidelines, I love the fact he was getting in Malcolm Brown's face. It was great. And Malcolm, he hated it. There was D-backs, even when he smoked those guys, they were so pissed off. And I loved everything about it. Loved it.
And let's hope the Vikings can just, snowball off this game and just keep feeding him the ball, feed him and Dalvin all game long. They will get to that 6-win mark. I guarantee it. It's Lepicus guarantee.
Lepicus guarantee. Well, there you have it. I mean, we got the Texans next week. Texans aren't off to a very good start themselves. They're 0-3. It's going to be a battle of the 0-3 turd games.
I'm surprised they're not flexing this one to Thursday night with all those shit turds they have on that night.
Yeah, who's next Thursday? The Jets against the
Broncos. Sam Darnold versus Jeff Driscoll.
Gross. Well, there you have it. The Vikings are 0-3. A tough loss today because it actually was a fun game to watch until the end. Can't be upset about this. I mean, Tennessee's a good team. Yeah,
and the rest of the season now, I don't think there's going to be a lot of pregame stress going on. You're not expecting much from this team anymore. Again, there's a pube that maybe somehow things just work out and they do something no other team has ever done, but the chances are very slim. So before you get ready for that Thursday night matchup that we just talked about. Remember this. Julius Caesar's soldiers used to sing a marching song about how much he liked it up the ass when they go into battle.